Tesla, I talked about Tesla last week that I'm expecting price to really hold this $800. Okay, and if we can. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, wherever you are, guys. This is your boy Francis, and I would like to say welcome to the Trading Success Show. Well, I did my first video with no sound on, so pretty much bear with me. This is the second time I will be doing it. Okay, last week we talked about the market, right? And this week we're going to talk about the market for a stat. Okay, I like to talk about the market first, and then we talk about the stock. So this video is all about the weekend popular chart demand. I got so many requests from traders out there on different tickers and different stocks to analyze and to talk about. But I like to talk about the market. So this is your weekend popular chart demand, guys. You're welcome to the Trading Success Show. If you haven't subscribed yet, you're more than welcome to do that. Just click that button below and click on that like as well, just to show that you appreciate this content. You can dislike, you can like, but liking will help the algorithm out, right? So guys, if you have any questions, concern, you can email me at tradingsuccessshow@gmail.com. This is not a recommendation to buy or to sell any equity. It's just for entertainment purposes only, to give you a rough idea on where I'm expecting the market or the stocks to really push into. Now, SPY is the Spider ETF 500 market. Okay, so right now I talked about the market last week, what I'm expecting the market to do. Okay, that we have a gap right here, and I'm expecting this gap to fill, and then we continue pushing higher, of which we did, right? So I really like the way the market bounced the last two trading days, right? Of this gap fill and then push higher, which I call the boom 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 candle, right? So right now, let's take a listen of my analysis on the market. If price reclaim it, I'll be looking for right above $440 on the market. Okay, but overall, I'm expecting bullishness come next week, with all the debt ceiling and all that being, voted on and approved and all that. Right, so that's pretty much it. That really summarized what I expected the market last week. So now what I'm expecting the market this week is this area. Right now we are at the resistance zone. So I'm looking for 445 to really hold. If it doesn't hold, I'll be expecting a pullback into the 441 or even 440 to retest the breakout spot, right? Because right now this is our trend. We just broke out of the downtrend, okay, and push into this resistance. So keep an eye for this coming week. And let's also talk about IWM, which is the Russell 2000. Okay, we did push into the 228, only to reject it because it's also a resistance zone, right? And pull back down. We couldn't hold this downtrend resistance, which was supposed to act as a support, and then back down into 225. So I'll be looking for 224 area bounce on IWM. Also, we can talk about the QQQ as well, right? The QQQ is the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is also showing a bearish reversal pattern, which is the head and shoulder inverse. Look, just take a look at that. That is what I call the head and shoulder pattern, which is a reversal pattern, right? So this is the right side of the shoulder, this is the left side. Okay, momentum push into 370. I'll be expecting a pullback on the Nasdaq into the area of support, which is our 20 and 50 exponential moving average. But if this 370 area breaks, that is to trap long hands, and then we'll pull back to retest that area of resistance. So keep an eye on those names. First one here is going to be BA. Boeing, you know, we had some really market news that came out last week. That's the reason why we did pull lower on Boeing. But guess what, guys? We bounced into the 200 moving average, and then we just pop, you know, traps longs and then pull back. Look at that. That is the 200 moving average, which will act as a resistance zone. But we couldn't support it, and then we just sold right off. I'll be looking for 215, 217 area to really hold. I have some 215 calls and 210 calls that I'll be expecting bullish movement in the coming days if this 215, 217 area holds on Boeing. TSM as well, keep an eye on this one. As a price right now, we are trying, look at those wick, right? This is a bullish wick in my opinion, right? So look at the wick, we push and then got continuation. So look for this 215 area to really hold, and then we'll continue into the 118 on the name. Tesla, I talked about Tesla last week that I'm expecting price to really hold this $800, okay? And if we can break through 803 area, we'll continue to push higher on Tesla. Let's take a quick listen on that recommendation video. Oh boy, I think we can get past this 803. I think we'll be all right, but overall we need this 800 break and hold, then it will be a confirmation. Okay, so keep an eye on Tesla. Right, that is it, guys, on Tesla. So right now we are in the extension phase right now. We're at 77 RSI, so I'll be expecting price to really push into this 850, of which we are right now. We could trap longs that are thinking we can break through 850 and then only to pull back into 825 to retest this breakout spot. But this is what I call the boom boom candle. Okay, boom boom candle. This one as well, pull back and then continuation. So keep an eye on Tesla for this coming week. T-Mobile. Right now we will be looking for bottom bounce on T-Mobile, so keep an eye on that name. FCX as well. Right now we're pushing and we got to resistance, which is this $39 spot. I'll be looking for price to either continue or pull back, but volume is coming in on FCX. WFC, this is Wells Fargo. This is what I call the boom boom candle to the upside. I'll be looking for price rejection on this area back down to that 46, 47 area. But you know the banks, right, which is the SLF. So keep an eye on this, see if we can, you know, push higher, pull back to retest this area. But this is an extended candle, but keep an eye. JP Morgan as well. I did trade JP Morgan. At this point, I looked at the chart and that our 50 exponential moving average is pretty right around the 160. So I took the 160 and 160 call and just to, you know, bounce play, because I like to take calls that are in the money. That are in the money. It helps me to grow my account more quickly. And then I sold some into this 20 exponential moving average and held the rest. Right now I'm still holding it to see if we can really bounce off this level of resistance, which is this 166, 167 area. If we do hold this area, I think we'll continue pushing higher on JP Morgan. PayPal as well. Instead of buying PayPal 305 here, I think this is also a discount because we're also in the 200 moving area zone. So keep an eye on PayPal as well. ARMK, this is Aramak. This one right now, you have our 200 moving average right here. We need price to hold this area. This 36, 37 area is for price to hold this area. If we can hold this zone, I think we'll continue to push higher because right now we're reclaiming this 200 moving average. If price doesn't hold, look for price back down to 35.50 spot. DPZ, I talked about it last week. I talked about, for the possibility of a bounce on the name. We did, pull back down. Earnings report came in, pull it down, back up, and back down again. I'll be looking for price to hold this 450 area. If price can hold this 450 area, I think we'll continue to, to reverse. But overall, our support is around 440, 435 in the name. Cisco as well, look for continuation on this name. This is our downtrend retest. Downtrend break, retest, and I'm expecting more to continue on that name. Walgreens, WBA, this was a boom candle. Pull all the way back down to a 45 area, bounce back up, and then we'll should be holding this $45-50 spot. Roku on the name. This area is really good. Downtrend resistance, pull back into support. I'll be expecting this 325, 24 area to hold into the push to 335, 338 on the name. Pub as well, this one has been a long time hold for me, and I added some more here, and my average is really around the 25 right now, so I'll be making those 10 days as we continue to push into 38 or $40. Plug Power as well, this was a really decent move on the name. Guess what happened, guys? We made a gap here only to pull back to try to fill this gap. Right now $30.31 is your buy zone on this. It is not a recommendation, guys, don't hold me to it, but I'll be expecting price to to hold this $30 spot on the name. Disney as well. One thing about Disney is we always, push, pull. I'll be expecting a pullback, right? Our resistance is right around 180, 50 on the name. Fubu, this one is also a good one. Keep an eye on a rejection around this 200, which also coincide with our downtrend. So if this 28.50 area can hold really well, I think we'll continue to push higher. I sold some because, from this 23, 24 area into 28, I think that's a decent gain for, someone like myself, right? Comcast as well, expecting a bottom bounce play, so which is coming true. 55.25, 55.30 is going to be our resistance. Apple as well, keep an eye on this one. Right now we broke out of this downtrend only to be resisted at this 50 exponential moving average, pull back down to retest the breakout downtrend, and then back down into the 50. So right now I'll be looking for price to break through this 145 area and then continue into the 150. 150 is going to be a very solid resistance on the name if, guess what, the market continue to push. GME as well, keep an eye on GME. It does look really good to push into the 200 moving average, so keep an eye. If this 185, 183 area hold, your support is going to be this uptrend right here. This line right here is going to be your support. In the oil side, ExxonMobil, XOM, right now we are in the resistance zone, so I'll be expecting this form of action on the name. Okay, we pull back down to say about $60 again. It's also a good area because your 200 moving average is right around that area, so keep an eye if this area really holds, but I'm expecting it to hold because this is going to be your trend. And guess what, this is just more form of a little flagging into that resistance for a push into 65 if the oil sector begin to show strength. Verizon, this is a bottom bounce play, so keep an eye on this bottom bounce play on Verizon. Riot, with all the Bitcoin ETF and all those good stuff coming into play this coming week, I'll be expecting Riot to bounce off this area even into $30 or 35 on Riot. Keep an eye on that. Ford is also getting into the EV play as well. So right now we have our resistance right around this area of $16.50, $16, naturally $16, which we rejected back into this down uptrend support. So keep an eye on $15.50 to hold, and then we can continue to push. Why I said 1550? Because if you take a look at it, this is going to be our support, because our previous resistance is now our support. So keep an eye on 1550 area. If this price doesn't hold, I'll be expecting market maker to shake hands into the $15 and then continue moving higher. If not, we'll pull back to 1450 on that name. NIO as well, with the bullishness in Tesla, I'll be expecting some form of a break of this 50 exponential moving average, continue into $40. If that doesn't hold, I'll be expecting $35 visit. AMD, I'm still playing call options on AMD. This is very fantastic. We broke out, pullback, retest, held the support, which is our 20 and 50 exponential moving average area, and right now we're pushing higher. Look for 115 on AMD to come. The banks as well, BAC, right now we are bouncing right off into extension, so I'll be looking for a pullback into 45 and then we'll continue pushing higher. Airbnb as well, right now we are going to support this 20 exponential moving average on the name, so I'll be looking for some form of continuation on Airbnb. PTON, this one I'll be looking for bottom bounce, nothing on that one, but bottom bounce. Facebook as well, I'll be looking for a continuation higher. Right now we have our downtrend resistance to keep an eye on. Overall, our 317, 319, 318 area is going to be our support, which is also coincide with our 200 moving average. With a large stock like this, large price stock like this, you want to be looking for EMA support as a place for entry. Facebook really looks good for a continuation if you think and believe that Facebook is going to be there for the next 10-20 years. SDC as well, keep an eye on this area. We tried to break through this, we couldn't, and pull back, so 550 is going to be our support. If not, we'll look for a shake up into $5 on the name. LD, this one right now we broke out, retest, and now we're pushing higher. Right now I think we'll continue to push higher. Resistance will be around this 64-65 area, even the 66 area, but I would say 65 area. Let's take a quick look at it on this name. Okay, right now we're looking at $65 as our resistance area on STLD, guys. All right, AMC, oh boy, right now AMC did really push, bounce off this $35 area, which is also our uptrend support. So right now we are fighting and reclaiming the 20 and 50 exponential moving average. So I'll be expecting $45 in the coming days, or even $50, which also coincide with our downtrend resistance. So keep an eye on it. If this area holds, this 50 will break through and get to the $50. If this $50 hold, I'll be expecting continuation into the name, because we're not in the oversold or overbought level. We're just in the right spot at this point in time as MACD continue to coil up in the name. PINS as well, right now I'll be looking for bottom bounce play, which is happening right now. I'll be looking for $55 touch. ABBV, which is our ABIVI, right now I'll be looking for price to continue pushing right now, because our support is right around the 200 moving average. AA as well, this is what I call the boom boom candle, guys. So right now we're breaking out, or we broke out. I'll be expecting price to either visit the $60 pullback, or even pull back right here to revisit this 52-53 area. Then we'll continue pushing higher on AA. Bristol Myers as well, looking for bottom bounce play on that name. Penn National, this one right now we're breaking out of this zone. Look for 20 and 50 as our stop loss or support on the name, which also coincide with our downtrend, right? So this is going to act our support right now for retest, and then we can push into $88. Yes, I said it, guys. Good Rex as well, this is a bullish looking pattern. Microsoft as well, right now this is going to act as our triple top right at this point in time. So keep an eye on this area. If this area doesn't hold, we rejected it or resist this area, look for $300 price visit on the name. Nvidia, I played some call options on it. I still have the 215 on this one because I like to get in the morning. I sold the 210, held the 215. Right now I'll be looking for price to reject this 219, 218 area. If it doesn't, if we continue to push, I'll be looking for 225 or 220, 225 area as our resistance and retest this zone. Overall, we have our 210, 211, 212 as our area of support. DKNG as well, look for a bottom bounce area. Right now we're going to be supporting this area 1, 2 and 3, so keep an eye on that. With all these stocks and everything, let's talk about this Chinese one, BIDU, as well. Right now we are fighting this really downtrend resistance trend line, so keep an eye on it. Right now we're looking at 160, 161 as our support. If we can break 165, I think we'll be able to test 170 on the name. Snapchat as well, look for a price break of this area level. Okay, right now T-Mobile, Verizon did the same thing. T-Mobile is doing the same thing. Pretty much telecommunication sector doing the same thing. I'll be looking for some form of a revisit back into the 26, because this is what I call consolidation lower. We're just consolidating lower, and then boom, maybe perhaps this is the last straw to revisit this consolidation 26 resistance area as well. MROK, this one I talked about it, that this is really extended. I'll be looking for a pullback to this area. Right now we got our pullback, which also coincide with the 20 exponential moving average. Look for price to really support this zone in the coming days. Discovery as well, this one as well, look for a bottom bounce on the name. Without being wish, wish is contest logic. I'll be looking for continuation higher. This perhaps is what I call the bearish pattern flag. So if this $5 break, I'll be looking for double bottom play. But overall, I'll be expecting this $5 area to really hold. Sophie was a good one last week. Right now, resistance is at the $20, which got respected, and I'll be looking for $19 to hold. If $19 doesn't hold, I'll be looking for 200 moving average as support. Right now, a stop loss. CLOV as well. I did play some call options, $7 call options, sell call options. Now right now I'll be looking for price to hold this area. If price doesn't hold, I'll be looking for a revisit of this trend, but keep an eye on that name. Lucid as well. This is what they said, competing with Tesla. I like the design pretty much on Lucid Motors. Right now we are reclaiming the 200 moving average. I'll be expecting 25 in the coming days. If not, look for back down to 23 or 22 on the name. With that being said, but looking at Walmart right now, Walmart is looking really good to push higher. You know, instead of buying 150, I think this area is area of discount. I got some around the 35, 36. Right now I'll be adding around this area, because right now we're reclaiming the 200 moving average, which is a bullish pattern. Right as well, I'll be looking for that bottom bounce on the name right there. Expand as well, Tesla is pushing. I'll be expecting this to continue with the name. Baba as well, I'll be looking for price to bounce off this area. The same pattern with BIDU as well. So 170 break, I think we'll be looking to push higher. BT as well, I'm looking for a reclaim of the 200, which is a bullish looking pattern. BlackBerry as well, 200 as well, I'm looking for that bullish pattern on the name, so keep an eye on that name as well. AFM as well, AFROM, I'm looking for continuation, but right now we are flagging, so I'll be looking for this 145, 150 area to really hold on the name. Devin Energy is also flagging, but we're really extended. Look for some form of a shake up around that spot. SMA, I talked about it a couple of weeks ago that we're ready to bounce off this area. We bounce off into 550, which I said will act as a resistance and then pull back down. That is what is happening right now. Right now this area is going to be our demand zone, so keep an eye on that name. Moderna as well. One thing about this is I said this area will be a support, and we held this area, bounced off it, and then rejected this close to this 20 exponential moving average. average. I'll be looking for price to hold this to 324 area. If it doesn't, we can still revisit the $300, which is still all right, and then we'll continue pushing higher. Finally, Netflix. Netflix is flagging. Look for 625 to hold our support. If it doesn't hold, then we'll pull back down to the 20 exponential moving average, guys. But overall, if this area hold, I think we'll push back down into the 630, 640, and even more on the name, guys. That is it, guys. You're welcome, and thank you guys for being here. If you haven't subscribed, if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe, like the video. That would tell me that I'm doing something really useful, and to continue to do more. If this is your first time, you're welcome, and thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. You guys are wonderful. Go out there and be peaceful. Go out there and make changes in the world. Be positive to everybody online. Be positive to everyone online, because you never know who could need a help like this. So thank you guys for being here, and have a peaceful, wonderful weekend, guys. Peace and love. Bye bye.